Hello everyone, welcome back to our Odoo Accounting series. In this video, we are going to discuss how sale process will work in our Continental Accounting. In our previous video, we discussed how purchase process work into the Continental Accounting. If you are not familiar with the purchase process into the Continental Accounting, please watch my previous video. In this video, we will discuss how sale process works into our Continental Accounting. So in sale process, when the sale order will confirm, like when the quotation is confirmed as sale order will generate, no accounts will affect. But when we deliver the products, when we can validate the delivery note, when we validate the delivery, then stock valuation account and stock interim delivered account will hit at the same time. Both accounts are current assets by nature. So one account will increase and one account will decrease, and it will show credit and debit transaction at that time. But here in this video, here in this table, you can see there is a typo mistake in both lines. This we are the table is showing the stock valuation account. So after this, when we will create invoice our after confirming the delivery, when we will create the invoice, then it's income account and account receivable accounts will affect in this process. And income account is due to its income by nature, it is increasing and show a transaction onto the credit side. And account receivable, it's an assets by nature, and due to its increasing value, it will show transaction onto the debit side. After registering the payment, account receivable will decrease and outstanding receipts will increase. Outstanding receipts are basically your assets by nature, so it will show transaction onto the debit side. So same like when reconciling, outstanding receipts will decrease and it will show transaction onto the debit side, and bank account will increase and it will show transaction onto our debit side. It will increase, it will show onto the debit side. So let's move into the system and let's see how these sales process work for Continental Accounting. So I'll go into my sales module and I will create a quotation here. I will create a quotation here. For the quotation, I will select a customer deposit, or I'll select any other Emmy Watson, and I'll select a product, same product which we take in our previous videos, like the dining table. And I say I am going to sell these 3 dining tables to our customer Emmy Watson. So I will confirm this quotation and it will become a sale order. But as we know, in sale order, system will not show any journal entries into our system. So if I refresh this again and I select partner here, so you can see in Emmy Watson, system will not show any transactions related to this sale order, which is 381.23, and the sale order is 96. So now what next? After this, we will as already system generated a delivery for us, we will validate this delivery. After validating the delivery, then two accounts will hit at the time. One is, if we go back and look into our journal items and I refresh again and I search with the partner and I'll select the Amy Watson here. You see here the dining table Amy Watson, and the account is which is showing basically stock valuation account, which is showing the 300 value, and this account is being credited, and our stock interim deliverer account is showing the transaction onto the debit side. If we the same, because the stock valuation account is being decreased here because something is moving out from our stock, so that's why it's showing value to the credit side. And stock interim delivered account is basically this value is being increased, so it is showing transaction onto the debit side. So this is a clear difference how these two accounts will affect when we will deliver the receipt in our after confirming the sale order. So what is the next process? Next process is customer invoice. So when we will create the customer invoice, because we already deliver these products to the customer, when I will click on create invoice, and I will confirm that invoice. So you can see here product sales and account receivable account will hit here. Product sale is basically income by nature, and account receivable is basically assets by nature. This account is also increasing, and this account is also increasing. Due to their different nature, they are showing transaction onto the credit and debit side. But here in this case, product sale is increasing and account receivable is also increasing. But due to its nature, it is showing transactions into the credit and debit side. So if we look into here, customer invoice, it is showing the income account will increase, and it will show transaction onto the credit side, and account receivable account will also increase, and it will show transaction onto the debit side. So same results we can see on this screen. If I go into the journal items and I refresh this and I search again for the partner and Amy Watson, and this is invoice 28 and this is invoice 28. So I can clearly see here this is the 331 and 49 is basically the tax, and this is account receivable, product sale and tax received account, and these are showing the value onto the credit and debit side, as we can see into our table. The next step is registering the payment. So we will pay this and register the payment. I will create a payment here, and one payment will create it for us. And if I go into the journal entry, in journal entry we can see the outstanding receipts account is being increased, and it is showing transaction onto the debit side, and account receivable account is now being decreased, and it is showing the transaction onto the credit side. If we look into our table, account receivable is showing value onto the credit side, and outside outstanding receipt is also showing the value. But here this is also, there is a typo mistake into our table here. So in this you can see, because the account receivable account will decrease now, because it is transferring transactions from account receivable to outstanding receipt account. It means account receivable accounts will decrease, and it will show transaction onto the credit side, because it is assets by nature, and outstanding receipts account is also assets by nature, and it is increasing, and it will show the transaction onto the debit side. The next step is reconciling. When we will reconcile with the bank statement, outstanding receipt account will be decreased, and it will show transaction onto the credit side, because here it is showing onto the debit side. And our other account, which is basically the bank account, it will also increase, and it will show transaction onto the also show transaction onto the debit side. So there are a little mistakes into our tables, typo mistakes, but this is clear. When one account will increase, and this is asset by nature, then system show transaction onto the credit side, and the other account which is increase, and this is also as asset by nature, then it will show transaction onto the debit side. So this is basically a process of sale process in continental accounting. What is the clear difference which we discussed previously? What is the clear difference between continental accounting and Anglo-Saxon accounting? In Anglo-Saxon accounting, expects expense recorded at the time of sales, and in continental accounting, the expense recorded at the time of purchase. So this is opposite in both accounting systems. So it's up to you what accounting method, what accounting type you choose for your business. By default, the accounting method is continental accounting in Odoo accounting module. If you like this video, please like and share with your other friends who are learning Odoo. Stay tuned for my new videos. For now, thank you for your time. Have a good one. Bye.